Morning, my name's Jeremy Janjic and this is my little filly Jiving. Jiving I just bought halfway through December last year. She was 4-year-old unbroken. We've broken her in and started to campaign her. She's by Janjic out of a Jive Salute mare. So she's got good Grand Prix lines on both sides and hopefully she's got the beautiful nature of Django that's pretty cruisy. So she just went out to a competition day before yesterday and then had yesterday off. So today, basically when I bring them back into the work, like after a comp, I'll just settle her back down, loosen her up, try find the swing happening again, you know, because sometimes as a baby when you go out, they get a little tight, a little bit of tension creeps into them. So we just try to, when we come back home, get that back out of them and then just loosen her up and see. She gave me a great feeling out, you know, she was quite confident. That was her second outing, so basically she's been broken in 4.5 months and had 2 outings sort of in the last month, which has been fantastic. You know, she was enabled me to take her out early to a comp and she's coped with it beautifully. But in doing that, you know, I haven't put her under any pressure. I've just taken her nice and easy and let her cope with everything going on around, because my ambition isn't to win the prelim, it's to go have a horse for Grand Prix in the future. So, you know, these hard yards we're doing now for the next 6 months, they're the most important. They're critical. They've got to be nice, calm, collected attitude towards competing and find the day, you know, not a problem. She did get a little fright on the weekend with one, I don't know what happened, but one horse bolted and took off, and then there was a couple in the paddock right behind the arena we were on that were bolting around as well, loose in the next door neighbours. So she got a little tight and tense there. So today I'll just, you know, try and get her to loosen back up and find some nice little work. In saying that, she did show me a couple of beautiful little trot strides, you know, lengthened trot strides, so I might even touch a little bit on that today and just see, you know, what she's got there. But basically, you know, for the next 6 months on her, I'm just doing some beautiful hard yards of just riding her around, getting her confident, keeping her nice and loose, and giving her an understanding that, you know, this is our life now, this is what we're doing. And hopefully she'll enjoy it as much as her dad, because her dad loves competition. You know, he gets so excited at a comp, he just loves it. I don't know if it's because he gets to get lots of photos with kids or carrots, but he just, you know, he hears the truck start and he can't wait to go. So I can only dream that this one will be exactly the same. All right, let's see if I can get her to just stretch down a little, relax a little. That's a bit better. Good girl. And a little more, please. Stay around. Good girl. And on my babies, I like to do mainly rising trot. Rising trot. That way I'm not interfering with their balance. I just want them to find their own balance. They're only babies. If we interfere too much with them, they get too used to us having to help them, support them. We want them to do a lot of that work themselves. Good girl. A little more relaxed would be nice. Down over the back. There's a girl. Good girl. And you know, you can see she's a little baby still, so she does lose balance in the corners. She does come up above the bit. She does do a lot of little things, but you know, all of that I don't worry about. If she comes up and has a look around, so be it. You know, she's only just broken in and she's allowed to. If I go start just, you know, saying you can't do this, you can't do that, she's not going to like what we're doing. So that's not the attitude I'm chasing. I'm chasing an attitude that she wants to do the work. And it takes a little time warming up, you know, to get them to soften over the back. I actually don't do a lot of lunging, so I don't lunge my horses before I ride them. So I just do a lot of that work when I get on them. I just ride them around and wait till they soften. And you get that feeling that that back's given and they're nice and soft, then you can start a bit of work. But you know, you can't chase them too hard, making something happen when it's not ready. A lot of people will lunge them to warm them up, or you know, to get them nice before they hop on, but I just do it on it. As long as you don't try and make it, you know, too difficult for them. Good girl. And sometimes the baby, sometimes the canner actually warms their back up quite well too. So, you know, it's just about figuring it out. And you see on these babies, I use a lot of my open rein. I love to open the rein, give them the idea of where I'm going, let them bend that way. And then the outside leg, outside rein backs up where I want to go. And there, just when I changed direction, she wanted to speed up on me a little. So then I go, okay, well then I'll just test. Can I go forward? Can I come back a little? Have I got my half halt? Was she listening, or is she a little tight still? All of that makes a difference. We want to have a little half halt on them, because the half halt's what makes a lot of the work, keeps them listening to us. So, you know, when they're babies, I'm not after, you know, I'm not, as I said, I'm not trying to win a prelim test. I'm trying to train a horse for the future. I'm going for Grand Prix. I want my horse to go to Grand Prix. That's where you know, that's where we're heading. That's where there's so many movements, so many things, so much education and training. It takes years to get there. So in those years, we'll perfect and tidy up the things we need to do. But for the moment, I need to keep her sane and happy and willing. And if I make it too hard for her, they lose that willingness. They lose that bond and that connection we get with the horse. You know, I want her to be happy. When I go catch her in the yard, I want her to come to the gate and go, ride me next. You know, and that's what Django does. I can wave to him when I walk past to another horse and he look at me and call to me, and half the time he's thinking, you know, why don't you ride me again, please? And that's what I want him to think. Good girl. Oh, good girl. Yes. Good girl. And so you see, she's still a baby, so a lot of the time going to the right, I haven't quite got her into the outside rein as much as I'd like. But you know, I'm not going to fix that today. I'm going to fix that over time. That'll come. That'll come with training. Oh, good girl. It'll come with training and a bit of education. And that was my fault then that she dropped out of the canter, because I was thinking about what I had to say. So she just used that as a little opportunity. You know, so that's the whole thing about thinking about what we're doing. Always got to be thinking. Good girl. And because it was her fault, I didn't get up before it. I just asked her to go back in the canter. Good girl. Good girl. And back to trot. Good girl. And I might just finish with a little bit of sit and trot. After that, hopefully her back's just given that little. Good girl. Oh, good girl. And there's that little rhythm we're chasing. So, you know, it's taken 10 minutes to warm her up to get to there, but that's what we're after. And I want this feeling like she wants to stay onto the bit. I can ride her from my leg to the hand. I'm not just holding her around. I want her to stretch through that body, have freedom in the shoulders, so she can make bigger movement in the future. Good girl. That's okay. Good girl. Now I exaggerate the open rein because I'm making a smaller turn. So I allow for that. I let her bend. Then I have to bend her back around this leg. Good girl. Yeah, she wanted to run on when I touched her with this leg then. But you know, that's just all baby stuff. Good girl. Now just keep her tucked that little bit around this leg. Keep it all together. There's a girl. Good girl. So as you can hear too, I'm always talking to my horses. You know, they can hear by my voice that everything's good, it's all nice. I want them to have confidence in what we're doing. If I don't give them any sort of indication as to what's happening, besides yelling at them if they do something wrong or something like that a lot of people do, horse isn't going to have confidence. They need confidence in their rider. If they get in a sticky spot, you know, they've got to trust that you can get them out of that tricky spot. Exactly the same way, you know, even with the Grand Prix horse, if I get in a sticky spot, I need him to take me out of that spot as well. It's a partnership. That's what the whole thing's about. Good girl. So every now and again she gives me this beautiful little feeling over the back, into the hand, and so that's just something I chase into the future. I build on that. I don't make an amazing horse in the one session. I make every day that bit better for the next day, and that's what I hope for, that I come out of it in the end with that Grand Prix horse, as I say, and that's hard work to get to there. Good girl. Good girl. So even though I've just done all that work, I want some nice little relaxing walk. Yeah, good girl. Good girl. So, you know, she's quite happy that I'd come back then after that work, drop the reins, and she's quite confident in just walking along. She's not carrying on. And so that's how I needed to think, that it's all good. Baby horses are not easy, but you know, you just can't fight and argue with them, because then they turn into trouble, and we don't want trouble. They're too big an animal. Good girl. Good girl. And then we just see if we can get back to some nice little swing before we finish. Good girl. There's nice. Good girl. She does a little the same as her father. I can hear her grunting, telling me, you know what, I think I've worked hard enough. It's time to go back to the paddock and get another feed. And her dad's exactly the same. You'll hear him at the end of the Grand Prix have a nice big grunt. Good girl. Come on, down over the back. Relax a little. Good girl. Good. Good. And walk. Good girl. So, you know, that's pretty basic and it's pretty easy, but she went to a comp on Sunday, had yesterday off. Today, hop straight on, have a little session like that. It's not about bashing the hell out of them and pumping out as much work as you can. It's about building every day. So, you know, I'm very happy that I can get on, have a little ride around. I haven't lunged her and worn her out, so I have to get on like that. She's got to learn to go with the energy she's got. And, you know, we create a partnership and something for the future. And I, you know, like a baby like this, I just ride her that much. I don't overdo them. But basically, I ride them every day I'm home. That way, you know, I touch on something every day. I'm working away. And I like to give them a day off after the comp. Just, you know, to either let them ease down or relax a bit, or know that, you know, that whole day yesterday was what we were working towards, and there's a little reward. They get a nice little day off to loosen up and be in the paddock and be a horse. You know, it's what I like. Sometimes I might only even walk them, you know, doesn't matter. As long as that horse is enjoying what we're doing, I don't mind.